we could wax lyrical on that one all day. But you brought one to the table that we do want to kind of dig into a little bit. A crowd-funded beer for esports.
How wild is this? How much fun does this sound like too? It's just a remarkable thing. It's Gravitas wanting to crowdfund an esports beer. And look, I got to admit, I looked at that and I was like, I don't know the team. I don't really understand what's happening here. But, you know, in terms of recognizing marketing, recognizing how sponsorship works, and even just recognizing how interested people are in esports, this is a really, really big deal because this isn't a small brewery necessarily. They know what they're doing. They're looking to call it the Gravitas Glory beer. They're talking about it being sort of not quite a sponsorship, but a really bit of an acknowledgement of the work that these guys are doing. They want to brew it in Victoria at Urban Alley. They're bringing all of this stuff together, and they're really pushing it as the very first esports beer produced for an esports team in Australia, which makes me wonder, has there been one done overseas? I haven't looked into that yet. I'd be shocked, genuinely shocked, if this wasn't the first in the world.
Look, that's an interesting point. Yeah, I've had a few chats with Sean Cullinan, who runs and owns at least most of, if not the whole thing, of Gravitas. But he is actually, a sports marketing guy. As in sort of works around the world. He's an Aussie, but works around the world in sports marketing and helping like sports orgs to do smarter digital marketing. So I know he, really started to see, esports is a really interesting place to start exploring. Quite a few years ago, because Gravitas has now been around for 3 or 4 seasons in the League of Legends. But yeah, look, it totally fits with knowing him. I'm like, this is great. This is totally a Sean Cullinan kind of an idea to just, I'm sure he'd probably hear this and then tell me, actually, someone else came up, blah, blah, blah. But it's great to kind of watch a team, and they're even taking the piss out of themselves, I noticed, because they're not one of the top flight teams in the league. They are really good at scoring the occasional upset victory against, sort of more fancied rivals from time to time. But there's one of the lines here where was it? Believe us, you need a good beer after the roller coaster of watching some Gravitas games.
I love that. I love the fact they've described it as, medium body, slight haze, smashable, just like the opposing team.
Yeah. And that's it. It is great that they're having fun with it. I really do feel like I'm going to have to, and like, it seems like the right way to do a partnership like this with a brewery, to do it through, because it's a possible campaign. So it means essentially they're running a big pre-order system, and it's just kind of really a nice way to not even have to kind of go, well, we need to make 1,000 cases of these things and then hope we can move them. It's a really good fit for doing small batch, smart, brewing that's going to actually help do a bit of promo for both sides, I'm sure. Not have anybody feeling like they got left in the hole at the end of it because, it didn't quite do as well as they wanted or wherever it might be.
And fully funded now with a few days left to go. So that's the good news.
Yeah. Look, I'll have to make sure I'll have this episode up this afternoon, being Wednesday, so that you will then know you have 4 days left, ladies and gentlemen, 4 days. Get your pledge in. There'll be a link in the notes. Or, you don't have to.
You don't have to if you don't want to. If you're having dry July, still order it. Just drink it in August.
Order it, sit on it until August.
Absolutely perfect. Look.